This is Jump and Shoot playing Creepypasta Land number 270, and I am kind of weirded out by the world right now. Yeah, I just finished the video talking about, George Floyd death and how every store is reacting and everything. But also in general, I'm just having weird shit happen to me. Like trying to go home the other day, and is this a name reader? Is there anything with a name? Nah, whatever. I remember trying to go home the other day, and I got approached by two homeless people. Or the first guy, I just bought groceries, right? And what expansion card? Well, that happened like a long time ago, so you should let me in. Okay. You better get one. What about you? What do you have to say? You talk to him? Oh, you have to go to the power plant. Okay. But there is kind of a route they want you to take. Hey, I'm Entei. I am Mama. That's what he says in the movie. Lavender Town, volunteer, Pokemon house. Okay. So wait, they turned... Oh wait, okay. I was about to say they turned the cemetery into a radio station. But it's here. House of Memories. But okay, sorry, I got off track. I remember the guy telling me, this homeless guy approached me. He's like, hey, do you have a cigarette or you have a lighter? I'm like, no, I don't smoke cigarettes. It's like, I mean, come on, I know you do. So I mean, I know you have a lighter. So I mean, just give me a lighter. And it's like, I don't have a lighter, dude. And he's looking at my grocery bag. I'm like, fucking this guy better not. I'll destroy him. I remember buying these nutritional drinks lately, but this guy thought it was beer, so he was like, "Can I have a beer?" I'm like, "No." So he gets closer to me. I'm like, "Ugh." And he puts his hand together. He's like, okay, looking at my bag, like, how is he going to swing me a deal? I'm like, okay, this kind of look. And I am like, get away from me, dude. I'm feeling this right now. And he says, okay, so how are you gonna cook your cigarettes? I pick up my grocery bag. I just move, and he's like, "Oh, come on, man! I'll pay ya. And he just picks out his pocket change, and he tries to put it in my hand, but I move my hand, so he just throws it onto the ground, and then that's when I move, and he just starts picking it up. Oh my god! It's fucking Quagsire. Okay. This is why they want you to grind a little bit, because the levels go from like 20, 30. Okay, you're pitiful. I have to have you leave, please. Courage. And then that was when I had to go get a ride from my roommate, so I went back to work so he could meet me there. And when I was sitting there outside of work waiting for him, this lady came up to me. It's a lady that we've had to kick out lots of times before, so I already didn't like that she was about to talk to me. But she didn't recognize me because I was wearing a bandana on my face until she got close up to me. She was like, hey, do you have ID, right? I was like, yes. She was like, oh, wait a minute. I know you. You can go in there, right? I was like, yes, I can. And then she was like, can you buy me something? I'm like, no, but what? And she said, oh, just a pint. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking buying you alcohol. Fuck you. And she was like, fine, whatever. That was that. And I've been watching the Mega 64 podcast. Because it's nice to have on in the background since I work overnight, and since I'm allowed to have my phone out, I just put that on and work for an hour, and it's actually really relaxing. But for 2 different podcasts, there's a guy named Rocco Bot on there who talks about his experiences on food ordering apps and trying to get food in general. He keeps having these weird ass experiences, and as many times as I have ordered pizza and food from Grubhub and Dine Dash, I've never had a bad experience. Well, I have had times where like the driver couldn't find my place, but they're always pretty good at meeting me somewhere and being like, oh, I made a wrong turn, my bad. And it's like, you're no good, you're fine. Because I live in this street where I live in this like kind of forker in the road street where one side is my complex, one side is a completely different complex. But I know if you look up on a GPS, it tells you to turn right. So I know it's in here. But I got one person today who, it was a lady who it first of all said my order was ahead of schedule, and which means that like there's not really anyone in line, so you just get it right away. So someone was on their way. Oh, rock polish. I think I need that for somebody. It said the driver was on the way. I was like, okay, sweet. It's only been like 10 minutes. And then right after that, I get a text saying that it's here at my door. It's like the automated one where, do I have flash on somebody? Oh god, I hate HMs and I hate environmental shit like this. Like, I don't like it anymore. What the hell did I buy? Okay, I do not have flash. Whatever. Let me wrap this up. The story is taking too long. Because I feel the need to set up a context for why I'm telling the story instead of just telling the story. I'm basically doing Sonic the movie right now and being like, this is me. This is Rocco Body, and this is why I'm telling the story. Anyway, so I get a text saying that it's at my door, like the generic one. And then I asked them, wait, where are you? And they said they're on their way. Why? I was like, oh, I got the text saying, I must have gotten the text saying that it was here on accident somehow. And they're like, oh, it's okay. And then I got another text from them saying, I dropped it at your door. So look outside, there's no order. And I was like, it's not here. She said, well, it's your address number 30308, right? I'm like, no, it's 338. She said, well, you put the wrong number. It's not my fault. And then what I like to do is screen cap something on my phone, since I know how to do that, and just, prove it right there. Like that you are wrong, first of all. So it is your fault. So I screen capped my address from the order, and it says 338. I didn't say anything else. I just screen capped it and texted it to them. And so I had to go downstairs and look for it, because I was like, I don't think there even is a 3008, but there was, and it's like down the stairs around the corner. So I went there and I found it. I just texted back to them. I went and got it. I'm not really passive aggressive at all. I guess texting the screen cap of the address is passive aggressive, now that I think about it. But I just would like it when people admit that they were wrong. uh, cause it did say 338, and she dropped it off at 308 for whatever reason. What tunnel is this? Can I like leave? God, this is aggravating. I hate this. I fucking hate this. No. Is this... What? What? Huh? Huh? Where am I? Who am I? I hate this. I fucking hate this. Who? This is sadistic. Like, caves are not fun anymore. Okay, wait. This doesn't go anywhere. Unless it does. Ay. Okay, this is just items in here. Oh god. Okay. There's a ladder. Okay. This is a dead... Okay. Okay. God. I can't believe I did that. It's a good thing too, because this is kind of where I need to be. Yeah, I don't really have bad experiences ordering food. I've been using Grubhub because it's the only place that can take orders for the buffalo wing place that I freaking love, and I never have to leave my house. I've been relying on that way too much because I don't like making a trip to the grocery store anymore, especially now since like it's just hard to just go out. But like the thing is, I also have to carry my groceries home, so I only take what I can carry, which is like only a few days worth of food usually. So usually what I do is I buy like $30-40 worth of food, and then I order out in between those days. Cause I hate like eating food right as soon as I get it. So if I buy groceries, I might like order pizza on that night, so I don't dig into it right away, and it gives it some staying power. Food with staying power. That's fighting foodons for you. You know, the anime fighting foodons. Fighting foodons. Sonic X is coming back. Okay. A thief broke into the power plant, and they went inside Misty's vagina, and we got it back up and running. The magnet train consumes a lot of energy. Blah blah blah. The power plant had done it. Okay, so this guy's kind of a wreck because someone stole a part from a generator. Luckily, it's not the generator itself, just like a part. I don't want your fucking magneton. Someone made off with a part that's... Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see oh, okay a lot because... Oh, okay. Just got word from Cerulean. It appears that the shady character has been loitering around. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Could I ask for your cooperation? The shady character was hanging around Cerulean gym. What is cool about this segment of the game is that this entire part is post game. The game is over, but like there's still a whole side quest of game. This is a whole like another game inside that is Pokemon has not done in a long ever since this game. The closest they got was no, they never did anything like this again. Like, well, I noticed what they're doing lately since Black and White is like maybe leaving off like 2 towns worth of game or of the map for you to go to the post game and explore that later. You know, because like there's like the 2 bridges of Black and White and the village bridge that you go to after the game is over, and there's a whole, you have to hunt down the sages and fight them, like ends sages or whatever. So that was that game's post game, and then they sectioned off more towns and gyms, or they invented new gyms for Black and White too, and after that they just kind of played it straight and didn't do anything interesting. Like Gen X and Y was pretty bleh, in my opinion. Especially in terms of the post game, just like, oh, hunt all the Mega Stones. Oh, not even gonna have a Pokemon Z with extra shit in it. Just go play the Battle Mason, you sad fool. Okay, let me explain my team. So, this Murkrow is named 0.3 catch rate because I wanted to use Pokemon that I never used before, but in this half of the game, I want to use ones that are like kind of good-ish in this game's metagame. So I never got Murkrow before, but I know he's still like kind of good before he turns into, what's his name, Honchkrow. But you can only get him in the Safari in this game. I don't know if you could get him before, just normally, in regular Gold and Silver, but like, you can only get this guy in the Safari Zone. And at the Safari Zone, you have 30 Pokeballs. And what I tried to do was utilize the catch, or the bait and mud mechanic. Because apparently mud makes them, it makes them agitated and easier to catch, but they're also more likely to flee. And then, but the bait makes them stay a little bit longer, but they also have a lower catch rate. So it's like, pick your fucking poison, or just throw the Pokeball, you know? So I gave up on using those 2 things, so I just started throwing Pokeballs at them. I had to go into the Safari Zone twice, which means that's 60 Pokeballs, and they were all on Murkrows only. I never, you know, missed an encounter with a Murkrow, but like, out of 60 Pokeballs, I only got 2 Murkrows. Out of 60 Murkrows, I only got 2 Murkrows, and that's ridiculous. So if you divide, well, I think I did this right. I divided the math, you know, 60 divided by 2, or it's like 2 Murkrows divided by 60 Pokeballs thrown. Gives you a 0.3 catch rate, and that's why that thing's name is 0.3 catch rate. And then I have Entei because I was doing a little bit of grinding, and I just have, I think I said early on, I just want to kill all the legendaries because they don't matter to me. Hashtag legendaries don't matter. But yeah, I was grinding and I just happened to run into Entei. And I'm not going to use the Master Ball for anything else in this game, so I was like, fuck it. They're hard to catch anyway. And I still need a fire type that isn't hard to get. So I just used a Master Ball and got Entei. So yeah, there's that. I wanted to use Granbull or Snubbull because I never used Snubbull before, but I know his move pool is okay. I had to decide between like an adamant or speed nature, but he's not very fast anyway, and I don't care about nature, so whatever. I forgot where I got this Lapras from. Oh, I've been doing a lot of Safari Zone hunting because they have a lot of diverse Pokemon in there, so I just did that. And this is a decent nature for it too. It's plus special attack. I wanted to get a Blossom because I need a grass type. And I needed someone who can use some poison coverage thing. But the thing is, Blossom doesn't turn poison anymore when it's Blossom. So, whatever. But, I tried to get a female so I could give it like a name. But the decent one I got is this one. But it's a boy, so I just named it Femboy lol. Because it's going to evolve into a pretty girly looking Pokemon. I'm just going to say. I don't even know if there is male Blossom. Well, we'll find out. Let's find out. And then the 6th slot is whatever. This is just my HM guy. And it's just cut. But I don't know who I'm going to get for the 6th slot later. I'm thinking if I can get a 3rd gen Pokemon in there somehow. But whatever. This team is going to be like kind of decent Pokemon is what I'm trying to focus on. Yeah. Duck Trio. Okay. So I do think this part of the game, like I said, is really fun. They haven't done it in any other Pokemon game. But I really wish they would, honestly. Like, they have missed so many opportunities in the remakes to, like, have you go to a different region that's maybe nearby or something. Or just have a second, smaller region. Like, another Battle Frontier kind of place. It's not, like, region... It's not as big as a region, but it's a big, city. Just a big city that you can walk around in. And it has like a ton of things in it to do and stuff. And that would really open up like the incentive to play a game after it's over for Pokemon. Instead of just like, oh, you beat the game. That was like 16 hours of your time. You fought the box legendary in a very half-assed way. IMO. And what bothers me the most is that I kind of want to get Sword and Shield, but I needed to know things before I jumped in. It just seems like the story sucks. Like, Pokemon already doesn't have story, usually. But when it doesn't seem appealing, that's when something's kind of wrong. Like, I watched a review, and it just happened to be from the guy who's, like, known now for just picking on Pokemon Sword and Shield before it came out, but for the good reasons. There's the animation debate, there's the Dexit problem. There's like the DLC for the first time for this generation. It's like this shit could have been in there the first time. This is not the direction we wanted Pokemon to go in, That's what that's what I think. Like, that kind of sucks. Like, Pokemon is the last game I would want to play into this DLC shit. Like, just put everything in the game, please. And it used to have not really DLC, but like, well, I guess it technically was DLC. Like, all the event Pokemon, that was DLC, but it was all free. And what also sucks about those is that those are timed. So like in 2014 or whatever, there was a Regigigas event for Gen 4. You can't ever get that again. Like if I have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I can't get the you can't get the Mega. Oh no, okay, so I think Sun and Moon, they had event codes to getting Mega Stones for the Hoenn starters, like Mega Swampert, Mega Blaziken and shit. And if you I tried playing that game again recently, and you can't get them because they're locked behind a code, and it's bullshit. Which means if you want the Mega Stones, you have to get Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where you can buy it from the Battle Tree shop. So it's like there's no reason for this iteration to exist anymore. Sun and Moon, you don't need them anymore, and it just feels like a waste of. That's when I was feeling like, okay, Pokemon's getting kind of dumb with the oh, let's release version 1 and then let's release the third one. Like, let's release Ruby and Sapphire, then Emerald with the better shit in it. Like, why not just make the better thing first off? And, like, okay, I guess the plus side to the DLC in Sword and Shield is that this implies that they won't be doing that. They just added DLC, which would normally be in the third iteration of a game. It's not going to be in like Pokemon Super Shield and Sturdy Sword, It's just you can just update Sword and Shield to have this. All right, fine. I guess I would rather have that, but I don't want to pay for that. Just give me it. Don't make me pay for the global trade station. Don't make me pay to increase my PC size. Like, this sucks. But yeah, I just heard that like the actual single player experience isn't good. Because normally what you would do is you beat gyms, you get the badges or whatever, and you fight the championship. This game does a weird thing where, in terms of progression, it still railroads you the hell out of, where you want to go. Like, it would be better if a new Pokemon game came out that let's just let you go to the towns in any order. And the difficulty would change based on the number that it is that you go to. Like, okay, like, what's it called? Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. You can go to the dungeons in any order, but the difficulty is kind of the same throughout. But it would be cool if Pokemon did this, where it doesn't matter which first one you pick, but the next one will just be harder, and then it'll go on until the last gym, and then the Elite Four. You can have your own route, but it's Sword and Shield still does the, like, okay, you beat this town, next you go to that town. It's like you don't really feel like you're exploring. So I kind of get that. In terms of getting Pokemon, it does this weird ass thing where okay, I guess I wish I could remember how this went, but like, you're not allowed to catch Pokemon higher than your levels, higher than your highest level Pokemon. But why are you seeing them in the first place? Why would higher levels Pokemon spawn in the first place? In an area that you're allowed to go to. It's not like in the older games if you found a higher level Pokemon, it's because you were in a later part of the game. Like, in Sword and Shield, you'll be at the reasonable levels at that point in the game, but it'll just throw you a Pokemon you might want, but like a few levels higher than yours on purpose, just so you can't get them. It's like, what is this for? My initial thought was, okay, maybe this is for grinding. But like, this is a solution to a problem that wasn't there to begin with. It's not like people were skipping ahead and catching a higher level Pokemon and then trying to just storm the game with that. It's like, it's not like you could do that anyway, because of the way the games were structured. You know, like, there's this area of the game that you start out in. It has these level Pokemon. Then you go to the like a later part in the game and it has those level Pokemon that are a little bit higher. But by the time you can catch the higher level Pokemon, you already passed the point in the game where it would ruin the integrity of using those Pokemon. So it's like, just what is the point of this? That doesn't sound very fun. And I heard the Pokemon Ami equivalent, or the Poke Refresh equivalent of that game is not very good. Because, you know, in Poke Refresh and Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, all the Pokemon's expressions are just, like, there. Or they're programmed nicely. Like, every Pokemon has distinct reactions to things, like being fed and being pet, and being poked and all this stuff. And, like, things like, if you try to touch Regigigas, your hand freezes. If you try to touch a fire Pokemon, your hand burns. Stuff like that. Or if you touch a muck, then your hand gets, like, gross. It's, like, little attention to detail like that was really appreciated. Especially for a handheld game, like, that's exactly kind of what you want to do. Whereas, like, in a console game, it should be a little bit more personal somehow. Like, it should be able to walk behind you. Like, this is a more powerful system. It should be able to handle just a Pokemon walking behind you, you know? Another thing, like, Pokemon on the overworld have walking animations and running animations, but in battle, they still stay in place and don't move at all, and a lot of the animations are kind of poop compared to older games like Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Battle Revolution, even. It's like, why are we still doing this? And for the actual story of the game, the box legendary doesn't show up until the post game, which makes no sense. And, you know, the villain fight is kind of, it sounds like it would be interesting, but when I heard the guy's motive, it was like, okay, this is stupid. Okay, so Chairman Rose is the subverted villain, kind of like how they did Lusamine versus Team Skull. Like, you'd think Team Skull was the main villain, was the main, like, force, evil Team Rocket game force behind that. Wow, that was a sentence that I just said. You would think Team Skull was the main evil team in that generation, but later in the game it becomes about what's it called, Team Aether Foundation, which is a neat subversion. You're like, oh, this like purity group, this like Scientology Pokemon group is actually the real villain. I don't remember what this team was in Sword and Shield. It was like the Hexagon team or whatever, led by Chairman Rose, and it's a different team than Team Yell. Which, first of all, I thought Marnie was the leader. She's just like an admin apparently. Pier is the leader. The guy with the big hair. He's the leader. I think. But it ends. That whole arc concludes. Marty becomes a gym leader or something shit like that. That's what she wants to do. She's not. She doesn't seem very threatening as the Team Yell person. Like, are they just done with like teams that you want to beat that are like actual nuisances, the actual threat to society in the games that they're in? Like the most dangerous one I can think of was like the second iteration of Team Rocket and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, or like Giovanni uses wormholes to get villains from different parallel universes, and he makes Team Rainbow Rocket. Like that's pretty big. And then you have Team Plasma, who says they liberate Pokemon, but they also use Pokemon, and they're led by a crazy guy from like a monarchy. That's cool. And everybody else is like fucking silly. And Team Yell is just, they're just rowdy and obnoxious. That's it. Who cares? That's what. Who cares? I'm seeing how I like. I'm seeing it. I might. But it seems like you would. Well, I guess I don't know what I wanted from the Hexagon Foundation or whatever their team is. Only Oceana. I don't fucking remember. Like, who even cares? But Chairman Rose's motive is he finds out that the world is gonna end because of an evil space Pokemon. So his solution is, or no, he has a solution. He can just implement it whenever he needs to. But his thought process is, I need to destroy the city. So I need to destroy the city even though I can easily prevent this thing. So he does. And that's when you fight him. Then after that, you go to fight, God, what was it? Eternatus? He was kind of like Deoxys. It's a big space parasite dragon alien thing. If he wasn't dragon type, I would think he's really cool. But he is yet another dragon type legendary. And it's like, are we done with these? Can they be a little more abstract? Like Volcanion? Why isn't something like Volcanion the box legendary of something, you know? God. But no, a lot of this Pokemon just got backseat as, like, whatever. They're just event Pokemon that you can't touch. And also, that's when Eternamax is the only Pokemon who can do that. And that's when the box legendaries, the two wolves, come out, and that's when you use them. It's like, this is too late to care, you know? God. And the battle tower is like worse than I imagined. It doesn't even have local co-op because I guess they don't want you using two Gigamax Pokemon in the same team. You know how there's like single battle, multi-battle, double battle. You can't multi-battle even locally, which makes no sense because in like the 3DS games you could have two lead Mega Pokemon. You could have two Z moves on either person. So I don't see what the dealio is, honestly. I guess they figured they couldn't handle two. I guess the main thing is they couldn't handle 4 Gigamax Pokemon. 4 Gigamax Pokemon would be ridiculous. But it would also be able to handle that because it's a fucking powerful HD system. So there's just a lot of missed opportunities for things. And then you have the whole what's it called? The DLC that doesn't even come out until later this month in June. It's like I wouldn't want it back then because the DLC wasn't out yet. And it's so far looking like the DLC won't even give me much. Like, it doesn't unlock every Pokemon. They allowed a few, like none of the ones I would use or want to see like updated. You know, it took a lot of moves. It took out a lot of things, and I just don't care. I wish I cared, but it just seems like this experience won't be even like tolerable. I hear from my grandson. He's in Johto. Something about PCs. Told me about a Pokemon with a long tongue. If you have that Pokemon, might you see it? Well, I have the evolution of it. Does that count? Fuck. Now I need to find the girl. I think Suicune is there. He's in that on that hill. Misty is supposed to be here. Or something like that. Or maybe she only appears when you approach the gym. Oh well. And like some of the things they added in the Crown Tundra sound interesting. Like, oh, there's a what's it called? Oh my god. Oh, this is a Japanese Team Rocket member. You can tell because his English is bad. No time for talking with you. Not good for me if seen by somebody. Oh no, you seen me already. I make big mistake. Hey, forget you see me, okay? You seen heard no nothing, okay? Bye. Bye, I go. He actually appears in Gen 5. He's like a retired man with a family. And it's like, wow, what a character arc for a freaking NPC. I think the part is in there, but I don't remember if you have to go find. Oh, you just have to chase him. Oh no, I was hiding, but you did find me in no time. I'm me from another country. No big business, okay? Think I did if stop the emergency, the panic and unlucky for here people. Secret is my mission. I tell you not, but if you versus me, my man be my secret to y'all. You understand? But what can we do? I can't even imagine a Japanese person talking like that. Maybe not even I don't know. Team Rocket Grunt. I don't know why he had to be from another country either. Just we want to write him being from Japan. Okay, sure, whatever. Gold and silver, heart gold, whatever. Oh, and you have like the Reggies, the 3 Reggies guys. Or there's 2 of them. There's 2 new ones, but I like the idea of those, and then the new legendary birds too. If they had invented a 3rd Reggie, that's a new one, and then made a 2nd Regigigas, a glaring Regigigas, that'd be sick. Okay. I'll do this next time. I'm getting kind of tired. What? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Team Rocket. He doesn't know Team Rocket is gone. He's like, oh no, I have no purpose. In my country, I go home. Make Team Rocket, I will. Oh, he said he's gonna reboot Team Rocket. Which is weird, because he says he goes home, but you see him in Gen 5 in the Ice Town during winter, and he lives up on the cliff. I'm just gonna save in the gym so I know where I am next time.